the stock market, meaning companies, new highs.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. They're nuts. They know nothing.
An online network called Internet.
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
Welcome, my degenerates. The rest of your life starts right now on Market Mania, the no bullshit approach to all financial markets, including Bitcoin, NFTs, Top Shot, and the largest casino in the world, the U.S. stock market. Today on Market Mania, we will give you the picks of the day that you so desperately need to run it up epic, even though it's not investment advice. The Turkish Lira crashes again. BitClout update. Can't wait for that one. QQQ is the official ETF sponsor of the NCAA, LOL. And Penn Gaming, they said that this recovery has been incredible. People need to get back to the tables. Matt Glantz, what do you see for the high-flying casino Portnoy Barstool giant?
Yeah, Penn Gaming CEO Jay Snowden got on CNBC this morning before the open, said they'd never seen demand like this in their live casinos. They said that in the last weekend the revenue was going crazy. People were just gambling it up. He said everybody's just trying to get back out. So that sounds good for the economy, good for Penn. This is the only guy in the world that is Portnoy's boss. Portnoy doesn't have a boss except for this guy Jay Snowden, and he says things are great. So I think it's a good sign for the stock market, good sign for reopening stocks, and we'll see. Penn's at 113, just got added to the S&P last weekend. I'm still long it, but it got up as high as 140. So now down to 113, it's come back in a lot. So I'm actually long it still. And I think I got long around 130 and now 113. So I'm a big loser in this one, but I'm keeping with it.
Brett, you think that everybody's going to come back to the tables firing?
Yeah, it reminds me of Gus Hansen when he would always say it's going to be a great summer. I think with the vaccine timing, all of that, I think the demand for people to be just engaging in these physical spaces is going to be quite strong. I don't know how well that translates long term, but I do think kind of out of the gate, people are going to be traveling. They're going to be going to casinos. They're going to do all of these things that they felt that they couldn't do for the last year. I mean, I've played poker, but then I got COVID. So, kind of buyer beware. I think a lot of people are waiting for the vaccine. And again, they also have the online sports betting now, which is helping a decent amount. It's not going to, make up for closed casinos or anything, but it's obviously off to a pretty good start considering they're not spending on marketing really. They just use Barstool.
Pretty crazy. We will see if the casinos jump back into where they were. You would assume there's some bankrolls that have been saving that, all the craps players are probably find themselves with some extra money that they maybe wouldn't have after a year of casinos closed. We will keep watching that sector. QQQ sponsors is the official ETF of the NCAA. College basketball, unpaid players, sponsors go to the schools and the old conferences there. But QQQ, I don't know anybody that watched basketball the past couple of days. They must have seen tons and tons of and it's these same dumbassery commercials where you see somebody just sitting there, they're playing with their kids or they're like, wow, I think what's a QQQ? I think I'll invest. Got to be a play on Brett, it's got to be a play on the Robin Hood, the new retail run up. Everyone's trading stocks and the donks are watching basketball. I mean, what do you make of this?
It was surprising to me. I watched a fair amount of March Madness over the weekend, and there were a lot of QQQ ads. I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, what? What? How is that thing on TV? I hate the NCAA. To me, they're the most despicable institution in the U.S. I think they're generally a very vile company that exploits the student athletes quite a bit, and they get away with it under the guise of its education and this nonsense. That's kind of a tangent. I think it's kind of good for QQQ. Maybe it raises a little awareness, but overall, what awareness does it need? I feel this is a play more for the sophisticated traders anyway. So I don't know. I don't see retail piling into QQQ. The upside's not there.
Glance, what the hell? Did you watch basketball, Glance? Did you see this QQQ all over the place?
I saw a couple of them, but yeah, it's not. When you say it's not for retail, Brett, I think it's actually exactly geared towards retail. It's basically a way to buy the market, buy NASDAQ top 100 stocks,
the tech stocks, the tech market.
Well,
which is the market.
The top 100 NASDAQ stocks is mostly. It's almost. I'm sure it's 80-90% tech, like you said. But it's an easy way for someone to buy the index just like they buy a stock. So it's super easy. There's very low fees. They can just buy it. Don't have to worry. As long as the market goes up, they're going to do well. If the market goes down, they'll lose with the market. But you don't need a fund manager or an index, an index fund. You can just buy QQQ.
Yeah, you're right. I was wrong. I was thinking more of like the GameStop retail that's looking for those massive runs, and I was like, this isn't going to have the volatility they're looking for.
Yeah, but you are right. A lot of volatility for sure. It's know QQQ. If QQQ moves 3% a day, that's a huge move. Rarely.
Just out of curiosity, Matt, do these ETFs have a marketing budget? Like, where did this come from? Did this come from fees collected? Is this who the hell markets an ETF like on television?
So QQQ is not an actively managed fund, so their fees are lower. It's very low, but based on the amount of money they have in the fund, investment in the fund, they're just making tons of money. They have no risk. They just manage the fund as it's said. The top 100 stocks, and every quarter they rebalance and whatever. But there's no risk, and they just manage money. They just basically take maybe 0.25% or 0.1%.
I've never seen an ETF advertised. I've never seen an ETF advertised on a platform like the NCAA.
So but the Buzz ETF last week that Portnoy's part of the marketing for that. I think they tried to open that as an ETF 4 or 5 years ago, failed. They couldn't raise any money. Nobody wanted to buy it. Had no pull with the market, no marketing. And then when they got Portnoy involved, and they opened it again last week, it's like the 5th or 6th highest generating ETF in inflows of all the ETFs. So it's all about marketing.
That's crazy.
Nothing to do with performance or stocks in the fund.
It's just a new clown market where they'll just throw. It's almost like the drug companies now. It's throw it on television and highly watched things, and people will just ape into it for.
And by the way, his ETF Buzz ETF is going to perform very similar to the QQQ. It's not that much good. It's not going to be that much different over time.
On to even more shenanigans happenings. This BitClout thing. Brett, I followed it briefly. I saw some of the influencers tweet some stuff out, and then I saw that the site said you need a password, and I just, I got too much on my plate. That's enough. I just sort of clicked close and didn't think about it. What's going on? What is this?
Yeah.
What is
brief recap. BitClout basically is trying to be like a tokenized Twitter. They imported 15,000 of the most popular accounts, Elon Musk, Ariana Grande, a bunch of crypto Twitter people. They pre-populated them, gave them this coin, right? Each creator or each account gets its own coin, and then they had a private session where all these people were trading it. So they raised money from some of the biggest VCs, Andreessen Horowitz, Coinbase, Paradigm. There might be a list, I think, to the bottom of this article, but it's kind of like a who's who of crypto investors. What this article doesn't tell you is that those guys are all in at $1, and the public, I saw the deck and at a chance at $103 to get in. So you already have 100x in a few weeks from when the VCs get in. Okay, so that alone is that's kind of a joke. The way they did the rollout, also only the insiders got to trade the coins initially. So people got to buy up Elon Musk before the public could get a chance. Then this guy goes out, and now he's LARPing. Everyone knows who he is, too, by the way. It was the guy behind Basis Protocol, which was an algorithmically pegged stablecoin. They ended up shutting down due to regulatory risk and returning the money to investors. He's LARPing as this Diamond Hands guy. He jacks Diamond Hands. So now the name of the founder, who everyone knows who it is, but he now goes by Diamond Hands. And this whole thing's a total joke. If you go to Jill Carlson's tweet, she sums it up perfectly to me.
I like her. She's a good voice in this shenanigans.
It got deleted. She basically said, if you want to go the Silicon Valley route, if you want to raise from Andreessen Horowitz, all that's awesome. That's great. Don't then go around LARPing as a cypherpunk after you do it with the diamond and trying to be anonymous with Diamond Hands. Pick your lane and stick to it. You're trying to have the best of both worlds. You get the VC money, you let them in real cheap for that status upgrade, right? Oh, wow, Andreessen Horowitz is in. I want to be in BitClout. They're in at $1. Okay, you're in at 150. See the difference there. And the egregious way that they did the marketing of it, where you had to blast out the link to them in order to sign up. And I don't know. I really don't like this project. I don't care who invested in it. I would stay far away from it.
That's nothing but sharp money if that tweet is true. Coinbase, Sequoia,
the tweet's true. That
Social Capital.
Okay, they're in at $1. Guess what? I'll buy in at $1 now.
People these VCs are very careful on what they attach their name to. That's just that. I don't know if that's true. I mean, that would just be shocking, and permissionless. Like they
look
just
at the second line of this guy says, "What if you could create a network that isn't ad driven or centrally controlled?" Okay, yeah. What if? Okay, well that's not this thing that had the pre-mine. Okay, the pre-sale for the VCs, centrally controlled by you, pretending to be anonymous, even though everyone knows who you are, and then you jack diamond hands from Reddit. No, give that back.
I am with Brett Ritchie on this one. Doesn't seem like it makes sense to me. And Twitter just rolled out their own little VCent, buy a tweet, tokenize a tweet, which I also don't understand that either. But we'll go ahead and shelf that for now until the next shenanigans thing happens with BitClout. Well, on to other shenanigans currencies. Tony the producer joins us with a Zero Hedge article. This is going to be bearish. What is going on here?
Well, bearish for some, bullish for others. I like following Turkey news. There's some boring central bank plumbing problems over there. I won't go too deep into that. I would see Turkey as sort of the canary in the coal mine, or the turkey in the coal mine, if we're going to put a bird in there. But what's interesting about this is the Turkey Lira is crashing due to central bank shenanigans. Gee, can you tell where it was that Erdogan fired the old central bank manager and installed the new one? I love these charts. They sort of tell the real life story happening. But the chart I'm most excited about is concurrent with this. This was the interest over time in Bitcoin surges coming out of Turkey. So that basically 4x'd right as the central bank started collapsing. And like I said, canary in the coal mine. Other nations are going to start to look like this. We'll start to see these Bitcoin surges spike as other central banks fail. And don't think it can't come to America. So I think this looks good for Bitcoin. Brett, are you excited about Bitcoin, or are they going to get this figured out?
I mean, I don't know. Turkey's big, but I don't know if that at this point, Bitcoin is just so big that I don't think this is going to have much of an impact on the overall price, especially if you look at like some of the U.S. funds and institutions that are potentially buying Bitcoin. Like Turkish retail, I don't think is going to be. It's not really going to make a dent, but I think it's another use case for Bitcoin or for decentralization. And like not these unlimited supply, like print out a ton of money currencies.
Yeah, well, absolutely. And that's what they've been doing a lot of. They're basically the test bed for all the shenanigans our central bank wants to roll out. You can see how well it's working there. And this looks so familiar. I think this is coming here too.
This isn't like a Zimbabwe style hyperinflation runaway thing. That looked like, what was it? 10% move, 15% move or so. I mean, it's, that is bad for a currency.
For sure, but their markets were halted, so that could have been 4 or 5 times worse if they weren't halting markets every 10, 15 minutes. So it's not pretty. Any way you look at it, Turkey, Greece, they've both been suffering from all of these debt issues. I think it's coming to America too, and I think Bitcoin spikes are going to be right on its tail.
And the metals holders will be swimming in it. You're going to be able to trade a little silver dollar for a whole mansion in Beverly Hills pretty soon. If all that goes the way, yeah, maybe not. That might be too much. All right, go ahead and load up all the screens. Just go ahead and press this little show that we do into pick of the day mode, because safety glasses are coming on. It's the Market Mania Pick of the Day. Tough to remember to bring your AirPods every single day, but here is the do your own research. It's not investment advice. presented by Mindak Gold, where you can buy some gold from Mindak Jack. And tell them Market Mania sent you. You get a better price. Matt Glantz, what's your pick of the day?
Amazon. Most of the people know it as the American Jemiah. It's a little retailer here. 3166. It's gone nowhere in the last 6 months. It's basically between 3,000 and 3,300. And I think people are going to start moving money back into the FANG stocks. This will be my best one, my best pick.
Little $1.59 trillion mom and pop called Amazon. Probably heard of it. Brett Ritchie, what is your pick of the day?
I'm going with JetBlue. I'm a big market cap hunter, and it's only a $6 billion market cap. It's one of my favorite airlines. Like, I would say JetBlue and Alaskan are like my two favorite to fly on. And it's pretty cheap, decent unit price, and people are going to be flying again. I know a lot of that's priced in, but again, that market cap is pretty cheap for an airline, so I like it. All
right. And my pick of the day is going to be the QQQ. Own it myself. And, everybody's advertising on the NCAA. So you would assume donks are going to ape in. And honestly, real talk, it's just a good investment, in my opinion. You just get a basket of everything that's good. And so you just don't have to worry about it. Throw it in there. Forget about it. Go about your daily life. Don't need to be a day trader. And that will do it for today's episode of Market Mania. We thank everybody for watching this humble show, and we leave you with one. This is Tuesday, March 20. What is it? Tuesday, March 23rd. Call it. And we're going to leave you with one from Yachty and DRAM, DRAM, I believe is how you say it. Not actually quite sure. From the hit song Broccoli. Great track, really is. And verse 2 DRAMs goes something like this. I got companies in pesos. I got people on my payroll. She don't do it less I say so. I don't smoke if it ain't fuego. I should sauce him up like Prego. Fettuccine with Alfredo. All I wanted was the fame in every game they made on Sega. Like and subscribe to this show right here on YouTube, and follow us on TikTok and Twitter at Market Mania Show. We'll see you tomorrow, if there is a tomorrow. But for now, it's lights out.
I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have. I never sleep. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Time to right the wrong. So your hands in the air if you like the song. If you're going over there, take it twice as long. Last time ain't talking about Tylenol. Oh, I bet you'd like to know. You can come around the way if you're trying to go. If you want to switch lanes for a pot of gold or a domino, out of control. The usual. Get mad cause I'm looking at your girl. Switch it up. I do it so much louder than everything you've heard. Everybody heard, got the word that the world wasn't turning. Act like you're in a jury of how we're turning, where I would turn in. Can't lie like Mississippi burning. Don't act like you're in a daze. I imagine it'll look the other way. Couldn't clear space on my mind, was afraid of the time. Strobe lights like in the moonlight. I'm in the mood right now, how about tonight? My interview's tight.